What's up, YouTube? Man, it's your boy Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about things I'm looking for in the Seattle game. And also, should we go back to signing a veteran who we had last year? So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. And also, if you want to participate in my $100 gift card giveaway, once I reach to 1,000 subscribers, make sure you guys click on the video to where I did it first announce the video. Subscribe, make sure you're staying subscribed, because the quicker I get to 1,000, again, I'm giving away a graphic t-shirt sort of like this. If you know whatever graphic tee you want, I'll buy it for you, along as also with getting you the gift card. So make sure you participate in that, and I already gave the details on what to do in that video. So the things I'm looking for in the Seattle game, really the same thing I was looking for in last game, is I'm looking for our penalties, making sure that we don't have a lot of penalties. We had 6 last game. Let's try to lessen that each and every game that we do play. Anybody who got second half reps, I want them to get first half reps. And then once we figure out, hey, so for example, I want Deuce Vaughn to start. We're trying to figure out who our running back 2 is. I think that, your first 2 backs that you start are going to be Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle. And then if in, the second half you're not too sure on Rico and Deuce Vaughn balls out, same thing. Deuce Vaughn, get him out the game, rest him, and save him up for the Giants game that we do play on September 10th. And then so on and so forth. Any starter like that. So Mozzie, same thing. He's taking on double, triple teams like how he was last game, which is I did watch film. And I love the way that Mozzie Smith was playing. Mozzie Smith is going to have like a basketball reference again, like a Draymond Green type of, he's going to do a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet, but he's going to do a lot of things to impact the game to where you're seeing Damone Clark using his athletic speed, him, DeMarvin Overshown, to where they're both using their athletic speed and God-given talent to go downhill and thump somebody. So Mozzie, Damone, Overshown, Deuce Vaughn, Deron Bland, I don't really want starting, but if you want out there just for depth reasons, whoever started last week, I want them to, start again. But Deuce Vaughn, I want him to get his first half reps. Also, I want your offensive line depth. I want to put out your starting best 5 first. So I believe your starting best 5 of your offensive linemen are going to be, Austin Richards at tackle, T.J. Bass at your right guard, Fournier, Jack Hoffman, and then Matt Waletzko. I think those are going to be your best 5 that are going to start for you. I think coming off that, if you want to put Josh Ball or any miscellaneous or 6'9" or 6'8" offensive tackle that we do have, forgot his name, but put your best 5 to start out there in the first half. Once you know what Austin's looking like, T.J. Bass is looking like, same thing, get them off the field. Come the second half, and I don't exactly know what Seattle's doing. I don't know if they're going to go out there and they are going to want to start their starters in the first half, like how the Jacksonville Jaguars did. They didn't do it for the half, but they did do it for like a drive or 2 where they had starters out there. And I love what our second team defense was able to do. Like the second or third drive, we were able to get a pick off of Trevor Lawrence. So I believe that's really key that, our second team unit got to see a first team offense. I want them to basically get that again with Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Lockett, JSN, Kenneth Walker, all the guys that they're going to have out there, Charles Cross, etc. Our offense, same thing. I want them to play up against Boye Mafe, Tariq Woolen possibly, Devon Witherspoon, Derek Hall, Bobby Wagner, Quandre Diggs. If those guys are playing, I would love to have our second unit offensive guys go up against them. And I want to see how a guy like Jalen Tolbert, I want to see him keep improving. But what does Jalen Tolbert look like against possibly a starter and Tariq Woolen, or even a first-year player and Devon Witherspoon? How does he match up against those guys? And, again, Jalen Tolbert, he goes out there and he does really good against Devon Witherspoon or even Tariq Woolen, proven guys in the league, or just Devon Witherspoon, who was highly touted in this past draft that happened in April. So Jalen Tolbert can keep improving. I would love that. But again, I want our second team defense possibly going up against Seattle's first team defense. And I just want to know what our depth and our backups look against real starters, because that's why we were so confident in DeMarvin Overshown possibly getting starting reps this year, because of what they did against Jacksonville starters last week. So I'm going to keep that short, sweet, and simple. Again, things I'm looking for, the penalties. I want Deuce Vaughn to start. Mozzie, Damone, Overshown, I want them to start again. But just for the first half, get them out. Jalen Tolbert, I want to see him keep improving. I want to have your offensive line depth. Put your best 5 backups starting for the first half. Like Austin Richards at left tackle. Right guard, you put Bass. Left guard, you put Fournier. Center, you put Hoffman. Right tackle, you put Matt Waletzko. See how that goes. Hopefully that gives Cooper Rush a little bit more time. And then obviously if you want some of the guys to keep playing throughout the game like TJ Bass, you give them more opportunities and things of that nature. One more thing I want to touch on before we jump out of the video is Jason Peters. He did say that he's welcoming to starting again in the NFL. You know, he is going to be up there in age. I believe he's going to be either 40 or 41 years old, so he's definitely going to be a veteran. And I was wondering if the Dallas Cowboys, and, you know, for you guys, do you think that we should bring back Jason Peters? I understand that Jason Peters, he was really good for us last year. Any single time that we got to the goal line, and Greg Olsen labeled it the Hall of Fame offensive line package because, you know, Jason Peters, future Hall of Famer. Same thing with Tyron Smith and Zach Martin. You know, you got 3 Hall of Famers right there. That's why you call it the Hall of Fame package. But, you know, I want Jason Peters basically back on our team because inevitably when Tyron Smith does go down, you know, you want to be able to give that flexibility to where you have either Peters at tackle or Tyler Smith at tackle, kick Peters inside. Then you got Biadish, Martin, Terrence Steele. So you basically want to have that same offensive line depth you had last year. But if they don't want to do it because they want to develop guys like Austin Richards or TJ Bass and they want to have them get the spotlight, I understand. But I think that you should bring in a guy like Jason Peters, a guy like, again, going to be a future Hall of Famer, was already on the team last year. He's going to for sure be a bench player for you. And, again, just be a veteran for some of the young guys. Like, again, Austin Richards, TJ Bass can keep helping Tyler Smith in his development into his career and things of that nature. And he stays out in Texas anyway, so it won't be too far of a drive for him to basically go back to the facility again. I think that would be a really nice option for the Cowboys to open up that door again and see if Jason Peters was come back and play for us, especially depending on how our offensive line depth looks like on Saturday. And I think that really depends on whether or not we bring back a guy like Jason Peters, because if our offensive line depth does not look good on Saturday, I can see us potentially bringing back Jason Peters and possibly bringing in any more vet guys in case, you know, things do hit the fan and we do need offensive line depth. It makes sense that we do bring in veteran guys instead of relying on other young people. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.